Hi friends, let's see the app we are going to develop in the next couple of lessons. When you run this app, this is the main option screen. You will see a menu which is on a table view. So I can click on say employee options, then it will load this data, and all the employee data are loaded dynamically from a data source, right? And then I can click on employee, and then it's dynamically changing this page with that particular employee and the projects. If I go back and click another employee, you can see the same page is dynamically changing with that employee and the projects, which are all loaded dynamically. The images are also loaded dynamically from a data source, right? So it's different images loaded dynamically. And then I can delete employees. Let's say I can swipe and say delete, then it deletes the data, right? If not, I can click on edit and say if I want to delete something, click on this and click delete, right? And when I'm done, I can say done, right? And then further I can insert data dynamically. Let us say a section P and say Peter, for example, and click OK. So it all gets added dynamically, right? Then once I'm done with employees, I can go scroll down, right? And then I can go into department options, right? So department, and do the same thing for department, right? But it's very important that you have to make sure to look at the next couple of lectures in this on table views, that is part 1, 2, 3, etc., until we complete this app. It explains all the theory and the practical knowledge which you need to know about developing this app, right? Okay friends, we are very excited to show you how to develop this app practically, and let's do it now. Okay friends, so the following is the outcome of this part of the lesson. When you complete this part of the lesson, your app will look like this until you complete the other parts of the lesson. It will have a menu, right, which is created using static table views, and we have added images. Click on detail, then we are displaying a list of employees, right? Again, the icons, images displayed, and then you can dig detail into that particular employee and see the details, right? Likewise, and you can go back and then click on the department options, which is also like a prototype template, right? But make sure to go and look at the next lessons after you complete this lesson in order to complete the full app demonstrated earlier. Move forward now. Let's do a few things. Okay, so what I would like to do next is I would like to add some images into this. So I will go into this project. Let me right click and let me say a new group, right? Okay, so a new group. So let's say images, right? Awesome. And let's add some images into this, right? Let's do that now. So right click, add files, right? And let's get the images, get some images, guys, right? So let's put some images, a couple of images, right? So I select a few and let's say add, right? So I got around 6 images, right? Awesome, right? So the next thing is let's try to add some of these images, right? Okay, so let's look into this. The couple of options are there, so let's click on the, make sure you click on the table view cell, right? And I got an option called image, right, for the table view cell, right? So let's click on it and let's do something like this, right? So let's add one of these once again, like just to bring the image, right? First, right? Now I got the image, right? So let's see what's the component it has been added. So when I select the image from that, it adds, look at the document hierarchy, it adds an image here, right? So it has added a image, right? It has added an image, right? So let's expand this now. So once you expand it now, you can see in addition to that system images, you can see the extra images you have added as well, right? So let's add something for an, like some image, right, for example, right? So you can make sure that your graphic designer, gives you some nice images, right? So let's do for the next one, but be careful that you have to make sure you click table cell, click on image, right? Just add some system image, right? And then just expand and see, right? So then you just come to this and just click here, right, from the document navigator, right? Click on it and then just click on the image, right? You should see it gets populated with the other images. Let's say, up to you guys. So let's put this. Awesome, right? So a couple of images, right? So let's click on the next table view cell. Let's add an image. Let's then go into the document hierarchy and click on this, right? And okay, and then just click and get it populated, right? So let's say you want something like this, right? Just, so okay, you select it, just go and select that. Click another one. So I undo what I did now. Let me carefully select that table cell. I undo, right? So make sure it's a table cell, then click the image, right? Carefully select something. Awesome. Right now you can see that image is there, right? This is the first one. Yeah, this was the first one. That's right. So you got one there, you got one here, then you got one here. Awesome, right? Awesome. So you click on this and add some image. Let's click on the next table view cell, right? Let's add some image, right? So let's go and let's select another image, right? That worked. Okay, so let's go once again. Let's select this. So that's that cell. So you select this. Let's run and see this, right? Let's run and see what's happening. Let's click on the employee options, right? Awesome. You can see the images are being added, but not for Kathy, right? Let's okay, let me check it. So what I did was, guys, I closed the project and open it because there was some internal error. Now it's showing it for Kathy. I didn't do anything. I just closed the project. I opened and it cleared the image, right? And then it started working, right? Sometimes when things like that happen, you just need to, close and come back, right? Close the project and come and refresh, right? Awesome, awesome. So this is how you would add some simple icons, right? But keep in mind now, though I add them manually, we will do another lesson where you can load them dynamically, right? So but because this is an example for static table views, right? That's why I'm loading them, like this one by one, but you can do it dynamically, guys, right? Keep that in mind and look at our other video on how you load these images dynamically and this data dynamically from a data source. Awesome, awesome, guys. So now you got your employees. Make sure, now these images are different sizes, but make sure you ask your graphic designer to make the images of the same size, right? So that it looks in the same order. Okay. Awesome. Sorry, right? Then let's move forward. Now what I would like to do is, when I click on the details, I would like to load the details of the person, right? So let's do it now. So for that, what I would do is, let's go and add few things, right? So let's add a label, right? A image, right? So let's add a few things with it, right? So let's add a label, right? And then let's add a image, right? A image view. And then let's add another label with some description, right? So about the person, let's say a description about the person. Awesome, right? Now let me put some font and decorations, right? So the first thing is, let me add an image into this, right? From the list, let's say images with people. Let's say the first one, some image. Make sure you put some image here, right? So I have just said this, but you have to make sure that you add an image, with the person, right? Person. So let's do it. So what I did was, guys, I added some extra images here, and then I just place that there. It looks nice, right? So then let's say this, we'll put the name of the person, like, so Anne Mary, right? But remember, this also will be taken dynamically, right? So let's put the person name, right? So in our next applications, we'll make all this dynamic, right? Okay, and let me put some changes now. And now let me add the constraints. Let's make it center. Let's put a gap from this to the top, right? So top space, and let's once again center it horizontally. Then let's center the picture also horizontally, right? And then let's make a gap, vertical spacing, right? And this label also, let's make a gap into this vertical spacing, and let's center the label in the safe area, right? Okay, and then let's make the font a little bit large. Awesome, right? Now, and then what I want to do is, for this label I'm going to put some extra text, right? So let's say I want it multi lines, right? Multiple lines. And let's say I just want it okay, so let's say I want, let me remove the constraint of it first. Give me a sec. So I'm going to the size inspector, and align center property, I'm going to remove it, right? So it's not align centered. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to click on this. Let's correct this first, and let me add, right? So let me say that I want somewhat this much of length, and then let's say, let me go into this, and let's say I want justify the data, right? And then say I want it to be aligned center, right? Yeah, horizontally, right? And then say I want to have some couple of lines of text. So I will say 2 or 3 lines of text, and then the label, I'm going to put a lengthier label, right? Some description, right? A lengthier description, right? So I put a lengthier description and press the enter key, right? Now let's see what I would like this to happen. So I have put multiple lines, right? And let me put let's say the line break, right? Let's say word wrap, right? The line break, word wrap, and let me see to get it to multiple lines. So I will click on this, and let's bring this closer. Let's bring this also. Let's once again do the constraints. So I remove the constraints, and I'm just bringing it into multiple lines, right? Okay, and then I'm going to add the constraint again, right? So I'm going to drag this and say center this horizontal, right? Awesome, right? So I got my basic thing up and running, right? So then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy this label, right, and put it down here. Then copy this text, right, and put it down here as well, right? And let's copy the image and put it down here, right? And then let's once again make it center. Then put the constraints, right? So make sure it center. Also make sure that you have the top space. Then right, then let's bring this like this. Then make the vertical gap from here to here. So if you want to know about this, what I'm doing is adaptive user. I'm making it adaptive. So look at our lesson series on adaptive user interface, right? For you to do, if you don't know how to do this, leading space, and then let me say center horizontally, right? Okay, and then let's bring this little bit towards this. Make the vertical spacing, right? And center horizontally, and let me see, line leading, bottom space. Okay, all good, right? I'm going to delete some of the constraints for this quickly. I'm going to delete this, right? And then once again I'm going to drag it and say this is the vertical spacing. Then I'm going to click this, enter, yeah, and I'm going to align. So I'm going to, yeah, that's all good, right? And let's bring this like this towards this, bring this towards this. Awesome, right? And let's, who is this? This is Colin Marks. But remember, we will be taking this data once again, as I said, from data source, right? Okay, I'm just hard coding it now. Awesome, right? Good. And then let's make sure, click it, line center, let me delete it, let me bring it, delete this, let's click this, let's just bring it center, and then let's once again say top space, center horizontally, right? This one, once again, I need to make sure that I have correct, right? So make sure you take some effort carefully on this stuff. So align center and the top space, right? Okay, click this. Okay, right? So let's run this now, right? And let's change the picture into person number 2, right? So let's run and see, right? Okay, so we got the employee options. Let's click on this, then let's click on Anne Mary. Okay, it works. Okay, I have to make sure that it's going to come in multiple lines. Let's check on that, right? Rest looks okay. Let's go and check why it's not like that. So what I'm going to do is, it's something to do with the constraints. So I'm going to go to the constraints. Look at our lesson on constraint if you need to know about this, right? So I remove the constraint, and then I'm going to give gaps from the two leading and the trailing edge. That's the problem actually. So I have to give a gap. Let us say what I can do is I can cancel it. Multiple options. So I'm going to go to this bottom bar, and I'm going to say add constraints, and I'm going to say okay, maintain a gap of 20 from the two sides, right? And add the two constraints, right? The same is what I'm going to do for this. Click on this, delete that align center, delete that, and then say that ask it to maintain gaps, let's say 20 from the two sides, right? Add two constraints. Let's run and see this now. So look at our lesson about adaptive UI interface if you are unable, if you're not sure what I did, right? Okay, so let's click on the employee options and Mary. Okay, it works. Awesome, right? And let's click on Colin. It works, right? So wonderful, right? So this is one of the classic use of so I haven't attached these other cells, right? So this is one of the classic use of table view controller, guys, right? Let's see what's next. Let's also give a different background color. Okay, and let's see what's next. And then let's put the title here. On this navigation item, let's put the title select employee, right? Something like that, right? Just the title, right? Select employee. Awesome, right? Okay guys, so this was something really simple but really interesting and something really nice for you to get idea. And let's do another video of about making it all dynamic. Right now this is static. You select the employee and awesome, right? So let's make another video on making it dynamic, and let's see what's remaining, right? Okay, awesome. So what did we do? So we learned about extra things of navigations and adding sections, further styles, added images, and dig down into detailed screens, right? And practical code examples. Conclusion, yes, we learned all of them. We did some practicals. Look at the last point. You can find the link to download the source code for this project in the description below the video, right? References, guys, it's Apple developer docs as usual. And what's next? Have a look at our other lessons, table view controllers, right? Look at lesson 2, and also maybe lesson 1C, right? Look at other options. Make sure you look at Objective-C Adaptive UI lessons for you to learn how to make it adaptive. Very important, right? That's what I was doing. And have a look at the other videos as well. And definitely make sure to have a look at our machine learning and data science videos, because that's where the future is heading. And we'll be releasing more videos on machine learning and data science. So just make sure to subscribe and also click on the bell icon, otherwise you will miss the important data science videos. Make sure you click the bell icon and get notified. So until we meet with another great video, bye for now, guys.